Israel held elections yesterday, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel won a clear victory in the elections. Almost certainly will be forming a new government, serving a fourth term. He offended many and alienated many others in the process. With 99.5% of the votes counted, Ynet has reported that the Likud party captured 29 or 30 of the 120 seats in parliament, and this got Benjamin Netanyahu past his chief rival from the Zionist Union Alliance, which got 24 seats. It seemed like it was closer earlier on. I was monitoring the progress of the elections earlier on in the evening. Seemed like it was much closer, and ultimately a relatively decisive victory for the prime minister, who will remain prime minister. And right before the elections, Benjamin Netanyahu went even harder right, if that's possible to imagine, saying that if he were to be elected again, a Palestinian state would not be created. This just happens to directly contradict what he said back in 2009 in a speech where he actually voiced some support for the principle of a two-state solution, two states for two peoples. However, now saying if he is reelected, which he has been, there will be no Palestinian state, certainly an appeal to the rightest of the right in Israel. And my reaction when he said this was, yes, I know. It's very unlikely that there will be any serious discussions towards a two-state solution under Netanyahu. Not a surprise.
It seemed like right before the election or in the weeks leading up to it, that some of his opposition actually had a chance.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any way that there is something shady happening here?
I got a couple of emails saying, oh, what a surprise. It's so close. Everybody seems to hate Netanyahu, and all of a sudden he wins like this. I don't think so. I talk to a lot of people who live in Israel. I talked to my brother, former TV director Natan, who is currently getting his master's degree in Israel, and talking to people. There are many people who are not actively demonstrating, but are just kind of saying, you know, I don't love him, but I think I'm just going to end up sticking with Netanyahu. And those groups, combined with the fact that it's a coalition with also this kind of extreme right-wing element of the Israeli Knesset, all of that together ended up with a re-election for him.
I think this is a good example of how the power of incumbency is very prominent, not only in the United States, but really all over the world.
Yeah, people who are kind of lukewarm, just saying, you know, I'm not really ready to replace him with other people who may not we don't have proof that they can do the job. So I guess I'll stick with the guy I don't love, but at least has kept me safe.
Yeah, I think that's the easy thing to do. And we are both not happy to hear this news.
No, I think that the chances of real progress on peace now that Benjamin Netanyahu has been reelected are quite low. And we'll talk about this more later on. Luke Vargas is going to join us actually from Jerusalem a little bit later in the show, and we'll talk to him about the details there.